run the risk is the act of setting yourself a goal where you maybe feel a little bit of fear, but still you know it's worth the pursuit. And one example of this would be to run a marathon. And so I want to ask you quickly in the beginning, is there anyone in the room that is going for one of the races next week here in Lisbon, either the full marathon, the half, or the 8K? Just give it a quick thumbs up. Okay, so we have a few here, which is amazing. And actually you did the first and right step. You signed up on the website, you paid starting fee, and also you committed yourself. And I think that's the first and most important step. And you're already ahead of a lot of people who never really set themselves a goal. Because it's very crucial to just start. And a lot of people nowadays, they fall down for the trap of cheap dopamine. We always have our phone by our side. We can go through Instagram, through TikTok, and get easy access to dopamine. But setting yourself a goal and actually pursuing that is way more wealthy. So sometimes getting to the start is more important than getting to the finish line. And I think that's a quote I can really resonate with and also shape my own personal journey. And let me start here. I, as already introduced, founded a running club 1.5 years ago in Munich. And then there was the breaking point or the start, which led to many different events afterwards. So I ran my first marathon. I started a running apparel brand, which now is here also. We have a running club here in Lisbon. And now I'm able to speak here in front of you. But I think this wouldn't happen if I didn't make the first and initial step. It was kind of a domino effect, which led to the point here. So today I want to take you on a journey, and I want to take you on the journey of signing up for a marathon until you complete it. And on this way, because it was very rewarding for myself, for my own journey, I want to share 10 fundamental principles that are also applicable for life. So don't worry if you're running or not. These principles, they can put to all different kind of aspects on your life. So first of all, you signed up, and now you have to make a plan. And even if this sounds very basic, I think oftentimes it's neglected, because the one thing is to set yourself a goal, but now you have to break it down into actionable steps on how to get there. And especially marathon training, usually you start 16 weeks prior, and then you start to make the plan. And it's very rational. You have to break it down. You have to see how many miles can I do per week, and then only increasing it by 10%. So little by little, you increase the mileage and make your body adapt to it. And the same is also for life, like all other goal you have. Maybe you know the feeling like in the beginning, you're super passionate, you have a lot of energy and you go for the goal. But maybe after 2 weeks, you feel like, okay, the first setback is coming. It's maybe a little bit hard, and then you give up. So rather start slow. Second of all, embrace failure. Even if this sounds very counterintuitive, it's super important. Embracing failure is something that most of us already felt in the past. Because if you start something new, if you set yourself a new goal, it's always difficult in the beginning, and most likely you will probably fail at the start. But still, it is worth the try and worth the pursuit. Then, consistency equals success. So imagine you now have the plan, you signed up for the marathon, you're already into it, and now it's actually just about the consistency. You have to put the training plan into action. And the same is also with objectives in life, because if you don't have the plan, then you can't get there. So it's just about putting the work in and putting consistent effort in, rather than being exceptionally great for only one time. Then, as important as training is, it's also about the recovery. So don't forget to rest. And especially people who know or did running before, they know after a long run, you feel super exhausted and you have to take a rest and sleep well afterwards. But it's the same with all goals in life, because, for example, if you learn something new, then also you maybe learn it at that moment when you sit down and learn it. But then afterwards, when you go for sleep, for example, then it goes into your subconscious mind and you actually start to memorize it like one day after, for example. So that's really important. Number 5, find like-minded people. You can always go for a goal on your own, but it's way easier and way more fun to find yourself like-minded people who support you on this path. And maybe you also find somebody who already did what you want to achieve. So then he can give you actually mentoring and give you advice on how to do it. So find yourself a like-minded group. Number 6, prioritize the goal. So imagine you put the work in, it's already a few weeks into the marathon prep, and now it comes to the critical phase, because around 4 weeks out of the marathon, you have the most mileage per week. So it gets really exhausting, and the training is a lot of your time. And for this phase, it's very important to prioritize the goal you set yourself to. And it's always hard because we all want to be good at all different aspects in life, but you have to see if you want to really achieve this goal, maybe for a short time period, you have to really focus and prioritize on the one thing. Maybe only for a short time period, because over a long time it's not very good, but then you can actually achieve the goal. Number 7, and this is probably my favorite, prepare for discomfort. Because you have to see 1 or 2 days before, you feel super hyped. You're ready to go for the run. You have your running shoes, you bought maybe a new pair, so you're super hyped about it. But prepare for discomfort, because a marathon is 42 kilometers, and almost all runners, even if you're an experienced one, they feel kind of the down around kilometer 30 to 35. And that's kind of the critical point of the race. So prepare yourself for that. And I think it's the same in life and all goals you set yourself to. There will come setbacks along the way. For example, if we have some startups founder here maybe in the crowd, you probably notice like there's setback after setback after setback, and you really have to push through and prepare yourself for it. Then the chances are higher that you will actually do it. Number 8, start slow. So the day of the marathon came, you laced your running shoes, you woke up early, you're there at the start line, and now the alarm clock goes off, and then you start. But the most common rookie mistake, especially for people who run their first marathon, they go way too fast in the beginning. Like the first 10 kilometers, they pace a lot, and I see some people smiling here in the crowd because they probably know the feeling. You go way too fast, and then you feel, okay, I can never sustain that pace. And same is also with other goals in life, that you can't go too fast in the beginning. Even if you're hyped, you should start slow, because then the likelihood that you will actually finish it and reach your goal is way higher. Number 9, create resilience. So you managed the first 30 kilometers of your race. It's going quite good so far. The sun is out, the crowd is amazing, the people are cheering you on. But now, as I said before, the down comes, and you get into kind of this hole where you feel like, okay, I already run over 2 hours, I'm super exhausted, but I still have so much to go. Like, how should I finish? And then you say to yourself, I bought expensive trainer, the marathon ticket was quite expensive, and I'm doing this for free. So why do I don't just give up? And that's the most important and critical point, because creating resilience is about remembering why you're doing it. And if you have a strong purpose and you know why you want to achieve your goal, then the likelihood that you push through this phase is much higher. And like in life, you have like a mix of summer and winter. And the summer is like the good phase. And then there comes the winter, which is kind of the bad phase and the hole. But you always know after the winter, there comes the summer again. So the same is for marathon running. It's the critical phase between 30 and 35. And once you reach that point, then the last 6-7 kilometers are just enjoying it, because you know, okay, I can actually finish it. I'm close to the finish line. The crowd comes in again. They cheer for you. So you're really close to the finish line. And once you reach the finish line, don't forget to be proud of yourself. Take the time to rest. Take the time to celebrate with your friends. And I think that's something very ambitious people, like we have here in the crowd, often neglect and often forget, because you're in a constant rush, like from one goal to another. Also in career goals, you have to get the internship, then you have to finish the masters very well, you have to get a very good paying job in the beginning, and you rush from one step to another. But don't forget to celebrate your successes. And this picture sums it up really good for me. It's one a friend of mine took last year at the European Championships in Munich. And I don't know her exact name, but it really resonated with me because she's standing there alone. And I think that resembles also the journey of setting yourself an ambitious goal, because in the beginning, it's only you. It's only you who have it in the mind, and you have to put it into practice. That's the most important thing. And setting yourself an ambitious goal is maybe hard, and it requires a lot of training and preparation, but it's definitely worth the pursuit. So I would like to leave you with one quote that I really like by Sir Richard Branson, who is a multi-entrepreneur. And he said, If somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure if you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. And I think that really breaks it down for me, and it's the essence of all, because you have to take massive action in life. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere. So go out, take some risk, and yeah, run the risk.